We've taken a look at the script here, and we've taken a look at the shader, and so we can see what the shader does. Of course, if I just play it, nothing happens. We're not doing anything like that. And I want to change my camera view, actually. Let's game object, and then align to view. This is a really handy shortcut to making the camera see exactly what we're doing in the scene so that our scene view matches our game view. Drag this up and down with the green arrow. What I want to do is when I press play, this house will not appear out of nowhere, but be gradually built up. So we're going to do that. The top value here is 1.83. The bottom value is 2.64. So what I'm going to do is add a component. This is another script, and I am going to call it plane raiser because it is raising our plane. Actually, I don't need to do that because I already have this script in here. So let me just pop this on here and tell you what's going on. So we have a float, time to take. So this is the time it'll take to go from the bottom to the top. And then there's a time delay. So how long before it actually starts moving? And then an end position. And this will be the position where it stops. So in start, when this is first created, it goes to a coroutine, start coroutine, and the coroutine is called raise plane. And it is a coroutine because it uses IEnumerator instead of, well, I guess it could still use public or private or anything else, but this keyword means that it is a coroutine. Coroutines are great. They kind of go off on their own and do their own calculations that are separate from anything else. If you used, say, a method instead, what would happen is that nothing else would happen until the method had finished. Whereas this, other methods can go on, other coroutines can go on, because this is all sort of on its own. It's essentially starting its own thread to do whatever it is it needs to without bothering with the rest of it. Coroutines do have a couple weird things, though. Right at the top, I'm using yield return new. Because this is a coroutine, it needs a return statement. In fact, all methods need a return statement. If it's void, basically you're just returning nothing. But this, we need a return, so we're going to use yield return new. And then there's a wait for seconds. I'm using the time delay here, so what it's going to do is wait for half a second. I'm keeping track of how long this has been running. And then I'm going to do the start position is the current position. Now I have this while loop in here. While time taken is less than time to take. The position is going to be a lerp between my starting position and my ending position. Lerp is in linear interpolation. So that means it takes in two values, a start and an end, and then goes somewhere in between them based on a third value. And the third value I'm going to do is time taken divided by time to take. So at 0 seconds, it's going to be right at start position. At 1 second, because it's 1 divided by 2, it will be halfway in between them. And at 2 seconds, it'll be right at the end. Now what I'm also going to do next is yield return new wait for end of frame. So basically it's going to wait until the end of the frame happens before it makes any more calculations, which is really nice. If I didn't have it, basically this whole thing would run very, very quickly because it's not waiting for anything and it is a coroutine. It can go off and do its own thing. Then after this, I'm going time taken plus equals time dot delta time. So I'm adding how much time it was since the last frame. So if this took 80 frames to go through, at 40 frames, it would be halfway. At 20 frames, it would be a quarter of the way through. 60 frames would be 3/4 of the way through. It's just a very handy way of keeping track of that type of thing. Time taken is less than time to take. And once the while loop is finished, I set this to the end position, because it's very rare that this will add up exactly to time to take, which means that our linear interpolation will have it near, either probably just shy of where the end position is. So what I want to do is actually set it to the end position. So if I press play right now, you can see the house is building up out of the ground. It's great.